Hello, everybody. It is Thursday. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. Tell me about your Thursday. I want to know. Hey, Kitty, welcome to Thursday. It is great to have you here. I am excited to have you. It is wonderful to have you all here on Thursday Night Live. Seeing the last of the menorah. We lit the menorah early and it is flickering out. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Great to have you here with us. It was a big old snow day here in New England. A big old snow day. Over a foot of snow has fallen, and my body is sore and tired from helping clean it up. But progress. It's just forward progress. Gets us to the next step. So, but how are you in your world? What are you grateful for this Thursday night? I will say I am grateful for online sales today because the stores were closed. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. So I'll talk about that a little bit because I need to quantify that a little bit more. I need to dive into that. I'm not going to get as deep on it as I would like, but I will dive into it tonight. Happy last day of Hanukkah to you, Adele, as well. The last of the menorah is flickering out. We got a lot of wind, so there's actually a breeze coming down the fireplace the way the wind is blowing tonight. So you get a sick day from work. Kitty, if you think I get a day off, you are... I am saying something in an incorrect manner. I get no day off. There is no day. There is no day off. After this, I have to go do some other work. I forgot. I thought I was cleaning off enough to get done, but I still have a big pile on my desk. A big pile on my desk. There's no such thing as a day off. But the stores were closed. The physical stores were closed. But our revenue did not stop today. That is the good side of today. It was a tough decision. It was a tough decision to close. It really goes against everything. If you go back to before we opened, one of the big conversations that Cassandra and I had before we opened was a time when I said, because I said, think long and hard before we post any hours, because whatever we post, we're going to be there, And this is before we had employees, before we had anything. So think long and hard before we ever put a sign up on the window that says what our hours are going to be, because once you set that expectation with a customer, they expect it. They truly expect you to be there. And the example I use all the time, especially because we started as a kids store, is imagine that mother that loaded her kids up in the car and drove all the way to you to find that you're closed. They don't go to Walmart and expect them to be closed. They don't go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and expect them to be closed. And it's not acceptable for us to be closed during our posted hours either. And that is something we have generally lived by through all our 23 years. And we have done a good job with that. Very rarely closing early or closing at all. We remember time during the area had a huge ice storm and everything was closed. Nobody had power. Our plaza had power and we were open. We actually redid the store that day. We look at it as a project day, not as a big business day. And in normal times, it's not a big business day on a snow day. Okay, when you get a foot plus of snow, it's not a big business day. So, but it's a good project day, and it's a good day to be there because people expect you. There's always something to do, and the people that normally come in and shop on those days, while lower traffic, spend more. The problem is during a pandemic, you're already seeing reduced traffic, and the way society has shifted. Okay, so like all the schools said, there's no snow day today. You're only one school district. Okay, the city of Boston said, okay, we're going to let you have this one snow day. Okay, and we're not going to all online. All the districts in the suburbs, all the other school districts said online learning, no in-person learning today, but online learning. And so when you take that into account, that's what's happening in today's world, it really isn't worth opening. It isn't worth asking my staff to venture out in the height of the storm, which was this morning. The height of the storm was probably from 3 a.m. to noon. 3 or 4 a.m. to noon was the height of the storm. It wasn't worth asking my staff to put themselves in harm's way during the height of the storm. And so we made the hard decision to close. And it really gets at me, you know, because of I think of that person who loads her kids up in the car and didn't check our Facebook page first or anything, and assumed we'd be open. Happy last night of Hanukkah, Julie. But I ultimately think it was the right decision for the company and the right decision for our customers and suppliers. So I will stand by that. Hey, Kelly and Kim joined us. You know, so the only people that showed up today, and they know they work a flex schedule. All my people that work in my processing center work really a flex schedule. They're self-motivated. They do their part of the assembly line and keep it moving. But they sort of hit their hours however they do it. And all the people that were scheduled, the one person that was scheduled there today worked really late last night and left before the snow, so they worked extra yesterday. And 3 other people that were scheduled today all showed up and worked their shifts. And you know, one of them you'll appreciate. You ladies will appreciate is a tough one. You know, that pickup truck, that's my pickup truck. That is not my husband's pickup truck. That's mine. He drives a wimpy little Subaru. That big pickup truck is mine. And she made it in no problem. You know, I have some tough independent, the 2 others are tough independent single mothers. They made it in no problem. You know, they took it a little slower. I touched base with them. And Peanut Gallery, what are you calling them tomorrow? Yes. Cassandra is calling them her weather warriors, and so they're all going to get they don't know it unless they're tuning in tonight. They're all getting Dunkin' gift cards tomorrow from Cassandra, and to thank them for being weather warriors, because their work in the processing center keeps everything else moving forward. So and they're excited to do it. They've had a very exciting year, you know, getting incredibly more efficient. I have to take you guys on a tour of that, because even those that saw it a year ago when NART's fall seminar was here, it's not the same processing center. We've become so incredibly more efficient, and we're working towards even more. It's been really exciting to see how we've shifted during the pandemic here at our processing center and made ourselves even better. Part of that shift, is the part that is making me happier in being closed is the online orders that we've gotten. And I need to dive into this a little bit more because you guys have asked about it. And I don't talk about it from the perspective to make you guys or anyone feel that their website isn't performing the way. Our website is, a dozen years in the making? I mean, where we are today with our website? Where we are today is not where we were a year ago, is not where we were 6 months ago even in our website. I told you I challenged ourselves to get a rolling 20,000 items on our website so that we always had at least 20,000 items active on our website. And we currently have 22,000 and change items active on our website as of yesterday. And that's one thing I'm going to share with you. I have a little trick. If you're on a Shopify site, I'll post that tomorrow. I have a way that you can just type a thing into the browser and it will tell you how many active items you have. And that becomes part of the relevance. Okay, the fact that we have some 22,000 items, which is not our entire inventory, but it's an awful lot of items on our website at any given time is part of the reason we can have a bunch of sales today. Okay, it doesn't replace being open today, but it certainly helps remove the sting of it that we had orders coming in today. So, and I'm working on quantity of new and active items that are loading to your website and orders you receive. Keeping in mind the reality that your website drives in-store business, and and it is a huge driver of that, and that is most of you cannot quantify. Okay, that you're not really good at quantifying, and we're far from perfect at it. Okay, quantifying sales that came into you because of your website, the people that came into your store because of it, but it drives in-store business. Just proximity drives in-store business. I went, yesterday was a good, it was the calm before the storm, but it was a cold day. And I went over to one of the restaurants in the plaza with our clothing stores yesterday because they make a really good chili. And because we needed a snack yesterday afternoon, and I got Cassandra and I a bowl of their chili yesterday afternoon. And one of their secrets is they put fried jalapenos on the top of it, which is just really good. Nice. It's a nice addition to chili. And they were like, "You guys are a lifesaver." It was so. We had one of our waitresses the other day, was bending over and picked something up and split the side of her pants and everything, and she ran right over and bought a new pair of pants. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad we're able to help you. She's like, you guys just don't understand what that's like. And I'm like, well, guys split pants too. There is a, it is how you communicate and how you do it. And then while I'm over there waiting for our takeout chili, they're pulling up the website. Oh, my kid needs a snowsuit, so I can order it and pick it up. And I'm like, yeah, you can order it online and pick it up. And everything. And another waitress is saying how she bought, another winter coat and snow pants for her kid. I mean, it was like a whole advertising thing, and I didn't have to say a word. I was left speechless. Okay, none of you believe that, but hey. Video game. No, I'm about to good morning, good night. I got started on this story. Okay, folks. Oh, I don't have any glasses. Hang on a second. I got to get my glasses. Hang on. It could be a small page. Okay, people, I have glasses. All right. Yes, Simple Consign can tell you active e-commerce items. So can Liberty. A lot of the softwares can, Kelly. I recommend the software link I'll post later to actually get the total from Shopify. Because as good as all these softwares are, there can be a disconnect between them and your software because it's not a direct connection. So sometimes the number can vary just a little bit. Like we had one item today that sold online, but it had previously sold in the store, and it was from a disconnect when we were updating something this summer. And it was something that got stuck up there that just didn't get removed. So technical errors can happen with that. So that is why I like the number from Shopify as well as looking at it in your software. Which way am I going here? My collars look weird. I don't know. I'm trying to dress appropriately. We get this program. You guys got me started. Or the other way around, Kelly. It could be on Shopify, but your system thinks it's out of there. So it can go both ways. We start this program every night, usually much earlier in the program, with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Tonight we are on page 32. 32. Good morning. Quietly confident in the manifold gifts you possess, both known and unknown to you. Right behind you. You got this. Good morning. Well, tonight, as we have covered, is the 8th night of Hanukkah, and our menorah has now gone out on the 8th night of Hanukkah. But let's see what the 8th night means. Well, isn't this perfect? This is how we start the show. The 8th night is for gratitude. We are at the end of Hanukkah. The big finale, the final 8th candle sparks gratitude. Showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things humans can do for each other. Think about that. Showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things humans can do for each other. And that closes us out on the 8 days of Hanukkah. All right, we got a few things going on here tonight. I'm way behind in my week. But ReBag is opening a micro store in New York City. A micro store. A pop-up isn't enough. A micro store. It is called the ReBag Bar. And Julie, you thought you had a small store. 180 square foot micro store inside the shops at Columbus Circle. Store features all categories ReBag carries, including bags, watches, fine jewelry, and accessories. Customers can sell items within an hour at the location. Customers can not only shop a curated selection of products, but will also be able to digitally access the company's entire inventory at the ReBag Bar. They think that they can roll these stores, small stores out, micro stores, and have them. They've gotten a bunch of funding during the pandemic, including a $15 million in funding while most stores were closed. And the resale market, they're banking on the resale market growing. Well, so am I. So that is interesting. That I will be curious to see how that store does. Columbus Circle, the shops at Columbus Circle is a very, very, if you're not familiar with the area in New York City, is a very, very busy area in normal times. There's a bunch of the news media, I believe that's where CNN's facility is. There's a bunch of news media there in that area. There's a bunch of activity, again, in normal times at Columbus Circle. It's a very busy place. How it is right now, I don't know. I have not been to New York City since before the pandemic hit. So I think January was the last time I was in the city. So I can't say for sure how that's really working. But it'll be interesting to follow and see, especially how small it is, which I'm sure at the shops at Columbus Circle for 180 square feet, they're still paying a fortune. So, but that's ultra small. I mean, most of you have back rooms that are bigger than that. So that is going to be interesting to follow. I think it's creating brand awareness. It's almost like buying a billboard in New York City, is probably the kind of money they're paying. Facebook takes the gloves off in a feud with Apple. Okay, this is going to get really interesting. So pay attention to this because this is really important because of the way Apple is changing. Apple is making changes that threaten Facebook's business. Early next year, Apple plans to start requiring iPhone owners to explicitly choose whether to allow companies to track them across different apps, a practice that Facebook relies on to target ads and charge advertisers. On Wednesday, Facebook went on the offensive to forestall Apple's changes. The social network created a website that slammed Apple moves as potentially hurtful to small business. It did not mention that the changes could hurt itself. To reinforce its displeasure, the social network also took out full-page ads in page 2. The New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Financial Times to declare that it was standing up to Apple. They're taking these steps because they've heard from small businesses that you're concerned about how Apple's changes will impact your ability to effectively reach customers and grow. Again, so why is this important? Okay, I can delve into the details more, but why is this important? This is important because you need to remember you don't own Facebook. You do not own Apple. You own your website. You own your email list. Okay? You need to build these tools. Okay? The tools that you actually own. The rest of them you're just renting. Okay? The rest of them you can be shut off in an instant. And this could severely impact, okay, your reach on Facebook because everybody knows that unless you're an old fogey like me, people Facebook on their phone. Okay, they are not Facebooking on their computer. Okay, and if Apple is taking these actions, it's likely that Google and such will be taking these actions on Android. You'll see something similar come out on that, which will further diminish the reach of Facebook from an advertising perspective. Okay, because when you see this option from Apple, okay, when Apple offers you to not be tracked and not have these things and not have it feel like Apple is listening, okay, when you're talking, because then all of a sudden you see ads for things because you were talking about a Peloton with a friend and now you start seeing ads for a Peloton. And so when they can't do this cross-app tracking that they do now, okay, when that is shut down, that is going to significantly impact the reach of your ads on Facebook. That's going to significantly impact the reach of you in your groups and such. So you need to be more than a Facebook or Instagram viewer. You need to be referring people to your website. You need to be collecting emails and emailing people often. Okay, work with what you own. Work with what you can control. You can't control what Apple's going to do. We can't control what Facebook's going to do. We can't control what Google's going to do. You can control what you do. Okay, you can control how you respond. You can control how you use it. And you know, Facebook's like they're there for the little guy in this, and that's why they're taking out these ads. They're not there for the little guy. They're doing this because it affects their business model. Okay, Target will advertise less on Facebook if it's not going to have the reach because of the changes Apple is doing. It's also why Target is invested in their rewards program and their app to get on people's phone. Okay, because they can control it once you opt into their app. So they're doing these things. The big guys are working around this already. Okay, you need to be mentally preparing that Facebook isn't your only egg in your basket. Okay, you don't control it. That is the important lesson from this. Whatever happens between Facebook and Apple and how they do that, I can assure you of one thing: it's not designed to benefit you. So keep that in mind. It doesn't mean that Facebook won't be a place for you, but you know, these devices are trying to lock down privacy, and Apple wants to be the private phone. That's their claim. And just as that is happening, Instagram debuts shopping and reels. The company confirmed that they initially announced the service in October, but it is now available. You can tag products when they create reels on Instagram, and users can tap a View Products button to purchase, save, or learn more about the products tagged with reels. So you can reel them in with reels. Fossil is doing something really cool. Fossil is doing something really cool, and you can try this tonight. Fossil, you know, we've talked about different apps and things to virtually try things on. We talked about one last night. And but Fossil is launching it without an app. So you can do a virtual try-on, okay, and it will show you the item on you right from their website, right without an app. And the augmented reality. So you can try app, and it is really cool. I mean, it is neat to see where what am I calling it? This virtual try-on technology is headed. Okay. Does this one have a little give? How will it look on me? How will it do? And this is really a big step because they don't have to download something else on their phone. It's using embedded technology from Tangibly, Tangiblee, and it's really a step in the right direction. And I think that is headed in the right way and will give us something to work on moving forward. So I think that is really cool. So check out the Fossil website and try something on for yourself, and see what you like. I think my wallet is Fossil. I think my current wallet is Fossil. I need a new wallet. Can I try on a new money clip from Fossil? This Saturday, okay, folks, you guys got to get ready. You guys have to get ready. This weekend is Super Saturday. I'm thinking about starting my holiday shopping. And what? I already have one thing. So I'm thinking of continuing my holiday shopping this weekend. And it could be a busy one. They are saying that sales this weekend will be up 5.5% year over year, and that the snowstorm that hit the Northeast will have no impact on Super Saturday, as parking lots will be plowed out well before the day dawns. And this is, they really expect this weekend to be big. If you haven't seen it, Angie Hulu's video that she did over on Angie K, go over to Angie K and take a look at it. I don't know that she's reposted it to Narts. Angie, Kaye. Go over to her site, her Facebook page, and watch her video that she did today with all sorts of great last-minute promo ideas and ways to create some excitement in your store. I really like the one that's like Yahtzee. I mean, that just creates some great excitement. You have to watch the video and listen to her. I'm not doing it justice, but make sure you check that out. She's a great Narts affiliate and supporter of all things resale. But let's make this weekend big. Okay, it is a great opportunity. People are realizing they can't get their gifts shipped in time. It's going to be a problem for me for some of my gifts. But people are realizing that. They're going out and shopping local. They're shopping the local stores. Be in their face often. Okay, post often, email often. And promote often. You can't under promote this weekend. You want to be the neon blinking light, okay, in their world right now, because of all that. This has an opportunity to be a huge weekend, and I think that and conversion rates are way up. I think that is huge and something very important to be. So don't miss that. Our friends in Congress are working still. Mitch said, this Senate isn't going anywhere until we have COVID relief out the door. That is a direct quote from Mitch. We're staying right here in Washington until COVID relief on the door. I remain optimistic that this do-nothing Congress is going to put it together. And we're going to get something beneficial out of them. I will keep you posted on what the details are as they actually evolve. But this is some very good news for small business. I think there's going to be good news for us in all of this. So I'm excited about that. And I will keep you posted. I am... My phone has been ringing, and I have been connected all day long. So I continue to watch and remain cautiously optimistic that we will actually get some additional relief out of this Congress and additional stimulus to Americans, which will be good, okay, and unemployment benefits will be good for business, okay? So that would be very, very good if this comes together. I mean, part of it is a wind of things, okay? The media talking about the benefits that are ending the end of the year, the Senate races in Georgia. There's a lot of politics at play here that is forcing Congress to do the right thing. And I'm okay with that. I can sleep just fine as long as they actually do their job. I mean, I know they're doing it out of their own self-interest. And they're great at doing things when their back is up against the wall. So, you know, part of the news cycle story will be that there's going to be a government shutdown for a brief potential government shutdown for a day or so while they do this. It will be a non-event, okay? In a COVID world, it'll be a non-event, and no one's government pay will get lapsed, even though the news media will be making something of that. And I'm not saying that government employees should be played as political pawns, but that is what it is if we end out with a brief 24, 48-hour technical government funding lapse shutdown. But if it gets this major bill and we're done talking government budgets till next October, that would be a wonderful thing. So I will keep you posted on that. And you know, this video and everything that I talk about here goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Noon! It's all there, all the files that I reference, these videos, and a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you know when a new episode drops. It's also there so you can share it with everybody you know in business so we can help everybody, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, make it across the finish line. I'm here every night in the Narts private Facebook group at more 8 than-ish every night. If you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night. Every night we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. If you were not here at the top of the program, tonight we are on page 32. Good morning. Quietly confident in the manifold gifts you possess, both known and unknown to you. Right behind you, you got this. Our good night tonight is good night. Over here, marveling at the manifold gifts and just how bright you shine every day. Trust your gut. Dream big. Dream big, people. That's what I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even, a Christmas cookie swap, a Senate pass. I will be there with you. I promise you that. But until then, until tomorrow night at more 8 than-ish, know that you, and most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. It's time for dessert. Have a great night, everybody.